the heart of the Dark Ages, there was a monastery nestled in the dense forest. The monastery was well known for its pious monks and for the many relics that adorned its halls. The monks spent their days in prayer, tending to the gardens, and reading the sacred scriptures. The peace of the monastery was shattered one stormy night when a traveler, drenched and weary, arrived at the gate seeking refuge. The traveler was given shelter and hospitality for the night. The next morning, the monks found the traveler dead, his throat slit open, and a gruesome message carved into his flesh. The abbot, horrified by the murder, ordered an immediate investigation to find the culprit. But as the days passed, more and more murders occurred, and the monastery was gripped by fear. The monks became suspicious of each other, and soon, paranoia and madness took hold. In the midst of this chaos, a young monk named Sebastian emerged as a suspect. His strange behavior, his obsession with death and the afterlife, and his knowledge of ancient and forbidden rituals made him a prime suspect. The abbot, desperate to save his monastery, ordered Sebastian to be locked away in the crypts beneath the monastery. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. The monastery had fallen into a deep despair, and the once pious monks had become mere shadows of their former selves. Strange sounds and smells began to emanate from the crypts, and rumors of the undead began to spread. One fateful night, the monastery was shaken by an earthquake. The walls of the crypts cracked open, and from within emerged a creature unlike anything the monks had ever seen. It was Sebastian, but he was no longer human. His eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and his body was twisted and distorted. He had made a deal with the devil, and the powers of darkness had transformed him into a monster. Sebastian stalked the halls of the monastery, killing indiscriminately, and the monks were powerless to stop him. They tried to exorcise him, but their prayers were in vain. The once sacred walls of the monastery now echoed with screams of terror and the laughter of the demon within. It was said that Sebastian still roamed the halls of the monastery, haunting the place with his malevolent presence. The monastery was abandoned, and the forest slowly consumed it, hiding it from the world. Years passed, and the story of Sebastian and the haunted monastery became nothing more than a legend, whispered around campfires on dark and stormy nights. But for a group of curious teenagers, the legend was too intriguing to ignore. They journeyed into the depths of the forest, seeking out the abandoned monastery, hoping to uncover its secrets. As they approached the crumbling walls, they felt a sense of foreboding, but their curiosity drove them forward. As they entered the dark halls, they heard the whispers of the dead and the creaking of old wooden beams. Suddenly, they heard the sound of footsteps approaching. They turned, and there stood Sebastian, his eyes blazing with demonic energy. The teenagers tried to run, but Sebastian was too fast. He chased them through the twisting corridors, his laughter echoing through the halls. One by one, the teenagers fell, victims of Sebastian's wrath. As the last of them lay dying, Sebastian stood over them, triumphant. But then, something strange happened. Sebastian's form began to waver, his eyes flickering with doubt. The darkness that had possessed him for so long began to recede. With a final scream, Sebastian was consumed by a burst of holy light, and the monastery was once again at peace. The teenagers were gone, their fate unknown, but the legend of Sebastian and the haunted monastery would live on, a warning to all who dared to tread in the darkness.